Well, welcome to the RCC podcast by Richard's Commerce Classes. In this session, we will discuss supply analysis. Supply is a fundamental economic concept that describes the total amount of a specific good or service that is available to a seller. The total amount of goods or services available for sale at any specified price is known as supply. Concept of total output, stock and supply. Output is produced in the process of production. Total output can be defined as the sum total of the quantity of the commodity produced at a given period of time in the economy. Stock is the total quantity of commodity available for sale with a seller at a particular point of time. It is the source of supply. Meaning of supply. The word supply implies the various quantities of a commodity offered for sale by producers during a given period of time at a given price. Definition of supply. According to Paul Samuelson, supply refers to the relation between market prices and the amount of goods that producers are willing to supply. What are the determinants of supply? Point 1. Price of commodity. More quantities are supplied at a higher price and less quantities are supplied at a lower price. Point 2. State of technology. Technological improvements reduce the cost of production, which lead to an increase in production and supply. Point 3. Cost of production. If the factor price increases, the cost of production also increases. As a result, supply decreases. Point 4. Infrastructural facility. Shortage of facilities like transport, communication, power decrease the supply and vice versa. Point 5. Government policy. Favorable government policies may encourage supply and unfavorable government policies may discourage the supply. Point 6. Natural conditions. The supply of agricultural products depends on the natural conditions. For example, a good monsoon and favorable climatic condition will produce a good harvest, so the supply of agricultural products will increase and unfavorable climatic conditions will lead to a decrease in supply. Point 7. Future expectations about price. If the prices are expected to rise in the near future, the producer may withhold the stock. This will reduce the supply and vice versa. And, point 8, other factors. It includes nature of the market, relative prices of other goods, export and imports, industrial relations and availability of factors of production. Let's understand the law of supply. Statement of the law. Other things being constant, higher the price of a commodity, more is the quantity supplied, and lower the price of a commodity, less is the quantity supplied. In simple words, a rise in price results in a rise in the quantity supplied and vice versa. What are the assumptions of the law of supply? Point 1. Constant cost of production. Point 2. Constant technique of production. Point 3. No change in weather conditions. Point 4. No change in government policy. Point 5. No change in transport cost. Point 6. Prices of other goods remain constant. And, point 7. No future expectations in changes in the prices. Let's move on to the exceptions to the law of supply. Point 1. Supply of labor. Supply of labor, that is, hours of work, falls with a further rise in wage rate and supply curve of labor bends backward. This is because the worker would prefer leisure to work after receiving higher amount of wages. Point 2. Agricultural goods. The law of supply does not apply to agricultural goods as they are produced in a specific season and their production depends on weather conditions. Point 3. Urgent need for cash. If the seller is in urgent need for hard cash, he may sell his product at which may even be below the market price. Point 4. Perishable goods. In case of perishable goods, the supplier would offer to sell more quantities at lower prices to avoid losses. And, point 5. Rare goods. The supply of rare goods cannot be increased or decreased according to its demand. Even if the price rises, supply remains unchanged. Example, rare paintings. Next up, variations in supply. When quantity supplied of a commodity varies due to change in its price, other factors remaining constant, it is known as variations in supply. There are two types of variations in supply. 1. Expansion of supply. Expansion of supply refers to a rise in the quantity supplied due to a rise in the price of a commodity, other factors remaining constant. Expansion in supply leads to an upward movement on the same supply curve due to a rise in price. And, 2. Contraction of supply. Contraction of supply refers to a fall in the quantity supplied, due to fall in the price of a commodity, other factors remaining constant. In case of contraction of supply, there is a downward movement on the same supply curve. Moving on to changes in supply. When other factors change and price remains constant, it is known as changes in supply. There are two types of changes in supply. 1. Increase in supply. Increase in supply refers to rise in the supply of a given commodity due to favorable changes in other factors such as fall in the price of inputs, fall in tax rates, technological upgradation, etc., while price remains constant. The supply curve shifts to the right of the original supply curve. And 2. Decrease in supply. Decrease in supply refers to a fall in the supply of a given commodity due to unfavorable changes in other factors such as increase in the prices of inputs, increase in tax rate, outdated technology, strikes by worker, while price remains constant. The supply curve shifts to the left of the original supply curve.